What's up, guys? It's been about a week, I think, since I recorded the last video. I've been busy with work and finals and everything. But today, I'm going to talk about how I got this bike, the history that I know about it, and what I plan to do with it, and all that jazz. So this is a 2004 Yamaha R1. My son I work with, maybe a year ago or so, possibly more, he was working on a Datsun. You know what that is? It's before Nissan, the car company, became Nissan in America. They called it Datsun because they thought that'd be more friendly, probably to separate it from the Japanese car company a little bit, hopefully to make more sales. But he was working on a Datsun. I don't think he was able to fix it for some reason. I'm not exactly sure. But he traded it for this bike. And whenever he bought it, they told him that it had some charging issues. I think that was about it. And then whenever he had it, I don't know exactly how it happened, but it just stopped running. I'm not sure how long it took, but it seemed like, from what he was telling me, that at one point he was able to ride it around because he dropped it on the left side. I don't know if you saw in that. I'm going to make an intro. I'm kind of showing off the bike around. If you look on the front left, I repaired part of the front fairing, and I think he was at a standstill and it just fell over. He happened to like hit a curb, I think, or a center block, I believe is what he said. And I think we're gonna take a left and go around UCF a little bit, show you guys a little bit of the campus. Hopefully we're able to not stay at this light for too long. Ooh, one of those new Nissan Titans. I gotta shut it off, yep. Look at that little Alpha. Alright, so he dropped it on the left, and then that's how the front got cracked, and somewhere along the line it stopped running. So he gave it to one of his friends, who I also used to work with, to try and fix it, and he took the entire thing apart. I believe he replaced, it's the person that originally owned it, he seemed like he wasn't entirely sure what all he replaced, because the story kind of changed here and there, but if I understand, the rectifier regulator was swapped out. And for those of you that don't know, that is what takes energy from the stator, which is what the alternator is called in a motorcycle. It takes it from AC current to DC current, and it makes it the correct voltage to charge the battery. And often in bikes that will go bad, and it'll make it so that way it doesn't charge the battery properly. He switched that out. I'm hoping that was going to fix the charging issue. I think he also said he changed out the stator, and then he also replaced, I think he said he replaced the starter. Maybe it was just the starter solenoid. Anyway, he replaced a whole lot of things. He also replaced the fuel pump, thinking, I guess this was after it wouldn't start anymore a run. He replaced that to see if that would help it. Or possibly the previous owner before him did that. Anyway, he just didn't, he wasn't able to get it running. And then he wants to get rid of it, clean his hands of it, and I totally understand if it was a year of you not being able to ride something, you might as well just have the money for it. So I went over there to his house. I was checking it out, and it seemed like it just had a fuel issue. The electrics were fine. Of course, the entire bike was taken apart. The entire thing was taken apart, but all the electrics seemed fine. The key turned on. There's no it seemed fine to me. Besides the fact that it just wouldn't run. Whenever you tried to start it, it would chug for like maybe one or two cycles, and then it would shut off. So I took Adam with me, my roommate, who we both. I'm not gonna say we know a lot about motorcycles, but we know a little bit. We've fixed our fair share. So we got there. We also brought some starter fluid with us, some jumper cables. The battery, I'm pretty sure, was dead. I believe it was, yeah. So we had to connect it to my truck just to make sure it was a solid amount of power. It was sitting there for a year. We also brought some fuel, just in case. Probably the fuel was bad, so we put some fuel in there, connected to the truck, and when we started, like I said, it had that starting issue. I'm gonna turn around here. I'm still trying to not be stuck at red lights too often, so I keep on avoiding them. Keep on avoiding stopping anywhere for too long, because that right pipe is still leaking coolant. Anyway, so like I said, like we was go to start it. It definitely seemed like it just wasn't getting enough fuel. It sounded like there was spark. It sounded like all the electrics were fine. We sprayed some starter fluid in there. It helped it, but it still didn't run for that long. But that gave me enough information to know that I should buy this bike. It's a good investment to, flip. At the time, I was thinking I was just going to own it for a few months, flip it, or let Adam have it, and then he would sell his bike. And so we went ahead and bought it and brought it home. And took it home, and it took me a couple weeks to get working on it, but I'll go ahead and cut this video off here in a little bit, and then on my next video I'll start talking about all of the work that we put into it. But thank you guys for supporting me. If you want to go ahead and subscribe, leave a comment, I don't know if anyone wants to talk about anything. And I'll talk to you next time. Have a good week.